Welcome to the College Fairs of Greater Denver. We're so excited to have you participating in this event. We have some fantastic schools here with us today. My name is Jenny, and I will be your facilitator. Before we get started, a few housekeeping items. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to check out the schedule on the website. This presentation is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/Greater Denver. I'd now like to turn over to our first presenter, the University College of Dublin.
Thank you so much, Jenny. I'm just going to share my screen real quick. All right, wonderful. Excuse me. My name is Bridie Troy, and I am here to talk about University College Dublin, also called UCD for short. UCD is Ireland's largest and most international university. We are home to over 18,000 undergraduate students, 25% of whom hail from outside of Ireland, just like all of you. UCD is ranked #1 in Ireland by the US News and World Report, and we are in the top 1% of higher education institutions worldwide. So you can be sure that when you get your degree with UCD, you're getting a degree that is internationally ranked and internationally accredited that you'll be able to bring back with you to America, stay in Ireland, or move across the world. So first off, I would like to talk about the Emerald Isle, what it's like to live, study, and travel in Ireland. Ireland is just an amazing country in which to attend college. Ireland is the only English-speaking member of the European Union, and this offers a really great gateway to the rest of Europe for American students. It is routinely voted one of the safest, one of the happiest, and one of the friendliest countries in the world, and I can personally attest to that. They are so nice over there. The scenery is absolutely breathtaking, as you can see from just this slide. And the entire country is only around the size of maybe a quarter of the size of Colorado. So it makes it really easy to travel around. You're going to be able to see every corner of the country once you're there. UCD itself is located in the heart of Ireland's capital city, Dublin. And Dublin has one of the youngest populations in Europe. So this makes it a really amazing city in which to attend college because there's always something going on. Dublin is also considered the Silicon Valley of Europe, and it hosts many of the European headquarters for some of America's largest industries, opening up a lot of internship and career opportunities right on our doorstep. As I mentioned, UCD is a top 1% university with approximately 19,000 undergraduate students. UCD's main campus offers state-of-the-art learning and living facilities right near the bustling city center and Ireland's major business hubs. UCD is a modern campus built on tradition. And what I mean by this is that our buildings, our research institutions, and our resources are constantly updated to offer you the best possible learning environment. At the same time, however, UCD has played a really unique and impactful history, wherein the college played a huge role in the establishment of Ireland as an independent nation. And we have educated over half of Ireland's prime ministers, so there's a lot of history on campus, as well as new updates and modern research going on. So UCD does offer guaranteed on-campus housing for incoming international students. We have rooms for over 3,000 students on campus, actually over 4,000 students now. I forgot we just built 1,000 brand new rooms, and each of them are in an apartment style setup. So when you live at UCD, you will have your own bedroom. You can choose to have your own bathroom, or you can share it with maybe 3 or 4 other flatmates. You'll have a kitchen, a living room, all that you'll share with your flatmates. Additionally, there are gyms, laundry, food stores right in the building. It's a really great place to live. So our campus is very similar to a traditional US college campus with all the amenities that we offer. UCD offers academic supports, including libraries throughout campus dedicated to different academic disciplines, student advisors, math and writing centers. You can see from the slide just how many different fun resources we have, such as a swimming pool, it's Olympic size, a jacuzzi. We have one of the world's largest trampolines. So there's a lot going on campus. Additionally, we do offer a lot of personal support in the way of peer mentorship, a student health and counseling services, and a wellness text line. So UCD does offer 70 undergraduate courses, and this is including a liberal arts and sciences pathway, which is one where you could be a bit undecided, and it's a 4-year degree, as well as a direct entry pathway, which is a 3-year degree where you do not have to take any general education requirements. A lot of our direct entry students will go on to do a 1-year master's. So you are 22 years old, graduating college with a master's degree, saving a lot of time and money. So it's a really, really nice opportunity, a lot of options there. Applying to UCD is fairly simple. We have very transparent entry requirements on our website. You can log on to ucd.ie/global to see the exact requirements for your chosen major. You can then apply directly at UCD or through the Common Application. One thing to note is that when applying to UCD, you will apply to your specific major. In this way, we differ from American institutions. Applications are now open. They will be on Friday and will be rolling until the summer. I often hear many people worrying about the price tag of studying abroad, and honestly, it is very price comparable to a US university. In fact, over 70% of our international students do receive a scholarship from UCD. That would be a merit-based scholarship. We do accept the FAFSA, we accept federal loans, private loans, and oftentimes outside scholarships to help you fund this degree. So here is my information. And again, my name is Bridie Troy with University College Dublin. If you'd like to learn more, please reach out to me or visit our website. You can scan that QR code. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And just a reminder for all of our participants that you can use the Q&A function to ask questions of any of the institutions at any time during these presentations. Up next, we have the University of British Columbia.
Thank you so much. And I will just share my screen and presentation. Hi. UBC in terms of its academic excellence, the location that we have to offer, that you can determine if UBC is the right fit for you. So UBC is a public research university with 2 campuses in British Columbia, Canada, and we have over 260 undergraduate majors to choose from and are consistently ranked among the top 40 research universities in the world and one of the top 3 universities in Canada. And for students in the United States, Canada is a great international choice that's still quite close to home. And UBC also has been ranked as the most international university in North America, which means you'll be part of this global community of over 18,000 international students that come from more than 160 different countries. So you'll have the opportunity to share your classrooms and campuses with students from all over the world and gain a truly global perspective. So here we have our 2 campuses. UBC's Vancouver campus is in the city of Vancouver and UBC's Okanagan campus is in the city of Kelowna. So we are one university with 2 very different experiences. So these campuses are about a 4-hour drive apart. So you apply to and take all of your classes at one campus or the other. And regardless of which campus you attend, you will graduate with the same UBC degree that is recognized worldwide. Let's start with our Vancouver campus. Our Vancouver campus is in the city of Vancouver, a city of about 2.5 million people. It's a vibrant, multicultural city located on the Pacific Ocean and surrounded by picturesque mountains. The campus is about 30 minutes from the city center and is located on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Musqueam people and is home to approximately 46,000 undergraduate students. It's a pretty self-contained place with 46,000 undergraduate students. It's a very large campus community with state-of-the-art facilities, sports fields, museums, restaurants, and theaters. So really, there's always something to keep you busy on campus or in the city. That's why it's not really surprising that the city of Vancouver is regularly ranked as one of the most livable cities in the world. Now, maybe you prefer a mid-sized campus, and if so, UBC's Okanagan campus in the city of Kelowna may be the option for you. Kelowna's population is just under 200,000, and it's one of the fastest growing cities in the province of British Columbia. It's home to a thriving billion-dollar tech industry. If you're interested in technology, business, entrepreneurship, and perhaps combining those interests with other areas, then the Okanagan campus is a great place to do that. It's situated within the territory of the Syilx Okanagan Nation. UBC's Okanagan campus is home to just under 10,000 or just around 10,000 undergraduate students. The campus has small class sizes, unique campus city partnerships, and more than 1,000 research projects underway, and is really a great fit for anyone looking for a world-class education in natural surroundings at a mid-sized campus. But of course, the university is more than its location, and UBC has so many opportunities for you to take advantage of. You will be encouraged to sort of expand your horizons and find your path here at UBC. And there are lots of ways to do this, and I really encourage you to explore some of those. And one highlight is our cooperative education program, which is an option for students in nearly all of our undergraduate programs. Co-op is the opportunity to take what you are learning in the classroom and research labs and apply that to the real world through full-time paid internships. Thousands of students participate in co-op placements each year with companies such as Adidas, Electronic Arts, Microsoft, Disney, and Lululemon, just to mention a few. And in fact, 90% of UBC students who participate in co-op receive a job offer within 1 month after graduation. In terms of academics, UBC offers over 260 undergraduate programs. We offer degrees in fields such as liberal arts, business, and STEM. We also have some unique and niche programs in applied biology, kinesiology, forestry, and more. So if you think UBC is the right fit for you, you'll want to start an application. First, you want to choose your program and campus and check the admission requirements for that program. Our deadline to apply is January 15th, and after you apply, you will be able to upload your transcript and all other required documents. And at UBC, admission is both comparative and competitive. Your UBC application will be evaluated on a combination of your academic performance and your personal profile. Your personal profile is your chance to tell the university what you're most proud of, what is most important to you, and what you've learned from your experiences. And a few of our programs may also require a portfolio or a supplemental application. UBC also wants to see that you have challenged yourself by taking a rigorous curriculum at your school, such as through honors, AP, IB, or college level courses. So thank you for learning a little bit more about UBC. Make sure you bookmark our website, you.ubc.ca. Our website has a lot of information I covered today, as well as further details about requirements, tuition, scholarships, and much more. I also encourage you to book a live virtual tour as a way to see campus and connect with current UBC students. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And just a reminder, I know these presentations are very condensed, but all of our presenters will be putting their contact info in the chat. So if you do want to reach out to them, you can do so via their contact information. And up next, we have Newcastle University.
Hi, my name is Thomas, and I am the Regional Manager for North America at Newcastle University. First of all, I'd just like to tell you a little bit about the city that we're based in. Some of you may have heard of Newcastle upon Tyne, others may not have done. Just for reference, we are located in the northeast of England, and we are really seen as the capital of the northeast of England. We're roughly 3 hours by direct train to London, which is the gold star there, down there in the southeast. But we also have direct trains to places like Edinburgh, Manchester, Leeds, Birmingham, and Liverpool. We're also very lucky to have an international airport just 20 minutes outside of the city centre, with flights to 80 different destinations, including places like Paris, Amsterdam, London, Frankfurt, and even Dubai. You can actually get to Amsterdam faster than you can get to London, so you could literally leave class and be in Amsterdam by dinner time. Newcastle is really well known as being a very lively, friendly student city. We're actually ranked in the top 5 student cities in the UK and the top 50 globally. We are also one of the most affordable student cities in the UK as well. But we're not just a great place to study. We also are a hub for things like innovation, technology, advanced manufacturing, and the arts. So a great place to potentially start and grow your careers as well. Newcastle is actually one of the driest places in the UK, and we actually get less rainfall than a lot of major global cities, places like DC, Cape Town, Rio, and New York. And we're really lucky to be surrounded by beautiful nature. We have some incredible beaches, just 20 minutes by metro from our campus, and some wonderful historical architecture, both in the city and in the surrounding region. Newcastle, the northeast of England, is actually home to more castles than anywhere else in England, for example. And you can see some of the other wonderful sites that we have surrounding the city and in the city itself. One of the great things about Newcastle is that our wonderful 50-acre campus is actually located right in the heart of the city as well. So you get the best of both worlds. The two golden shapes in the bottom left and right, those highlight where our main campus buildings are, and also where a lot of our campus accommodation is based. And then the grey rectangle in the middle there is the heart of the city. So you see that you can literally just step off campus and be right in the heart of all of the shops and restaurants and bars that the city has to offer. This is our wonderful campus. It dates back to the 1830s. So we have got a long history of teaching and research, and that's reflected as well in the architecture of the buildings on campus. The wonderful building you see in the foreground is the Student Union, and then the building in the back with the tall towers, that's where you would have your graduation ceremonies. But we don't just have old buildings, we also have lots of new buildings as well. In the top left there, you'll see the Catalyst, which is home to the National Centre for Data and the National Centre for Innovation. And in the bottom right is the Urban Sciences Building, which is home to the School of Computer Science. We have a very strong global reputation for our academics. We are ranked in the top 150 universities in the world in the QS World University Rankings. That puts us ahead of places like UC Davis, Texas A&M, University of Pittsburgh, Dartmouth, Vanderbilt, and Georgetown. And we are also actually ranked in the top 70 in the world, specifically looking at the quality of our research output. In the UK, we're ranked in the top 20 universities, with 13 subjects in the top 10. And we're also a founding member of the Russell Group. Some of you may have heard of this, but others might not. The Russell Group is very similar to the Ivy League in the US, and it includes institutions like Oxford and Cambridge. Not only do we offer a fantastic educational experience, but our graduates go on to find work quite easily, with 95% of our graduates employed or in further study after just 6 months. And we were named top 20 most targeted universities in the UK by leading employers. The university is broken down into 3 faculties with 200 undergraduate degrees on offer across these faculties in a wide range of different subject areas. So there's pretty much everything that you could possibly want to study across all of our different faculties and schools. And in terms of entry requirements, you can find the specific entry requirements on our website, but just to highlight, we are not test optional, but test flexible. So that means that whilst we would prefer to see APs, we are also able to accept things like honours classes, dual enrolment classes, or other advanced level courses. We're not just here to offer an amazing educational experience, though. We also support our students through a wide variety of different teams. The international office, where I'm based, we also have health and wellbeing support, disability support. We're actually ranked 3rd in the UK for our diversity and inclusion, as well as our student union. We are ranked top 10 in the UK for sports, for example, and we've invested really heavily in the past few years in our sporting facilities. So if you are a budding student athlete, then I would definitely consider us as one of your UK options. If that all sounds great and you'd like to know how much it costs, well, programs do vary in terms of price, but to give you an idea, tuition on average is about $27,500, and the total cost of attendance per year is around about $35,500. Really important to point out that in England, it's very normal to do a 3-year degree, which means at least 1 year less than it would take in the US. And we have a very high 3-year graduation rate of around 96%. We do have scholarships available, though, and you can also use federal and private loans to help cover your tuition fees and your living costs. If you'd like to find out more, then there's lots of information available on our website. I'll post all those links into the chat for you. And that's my email address there. I'd be more than happy for you to reach out directly. And you can also scan the QR code there in order to get updates by signing up to our newsletter.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And again, for all of our participants, if you have any questions for any of our panelists, feel free to drop them in the Q&A as the sessions go on. Up next, we have the American University of Paris.
Okay, hi everybody. My name is Jacqueline. I am the Director of U.S. Admissions for the American University of Paris, or AUP for short. So just to begin, AUP, we are a fully American liberal arts university. So we're going to be a 4-year program instead of 3 years. All of our classes are in English. And we don't require any French in order to apply. So I think that surprises a lot of students. We're also incredibly diverse. So one of the most international student bodies in the world. So of our 1,000 students, we have over 100 different nationalities represented. I want to say there's like 65 different languages spoken on campus. So certainly diverse. Class sizes, our student faculty ratio is like 8-to-1. So very, very small classes. Faculty also very diverse. They speak on average 3 languages each. So you'll definitely get a wide variety of perspectives there. Just to show you a little bit about where we're located, we are located in the 7th arrondissement of Paris, which is, as you can tell, right by the Eiffel Tower. So very centrally located, walk to many, many different things. The Rodin Museum is literally right on campus. The Musée d'Orsay is maybe a 20-minute walk. So that's pretty fantastic. We're also a city campus, so we're integrated into the neighborhood instead of sort of closed off. So it does have that more kind of urban feel. In terms of programs, they can all be divvied up into these categories. So we certainly have some strengths at AUP, and then we have some things that we just don't do. So I do like to be upfront about that. I would say strengths, anything in the humanities and in the social sciences. So for humanities, think like art history, literature, fine art, studio art, things like that. And then for social sciences, I would say anything with the word international in it. So like international business, international comparative politics, global communications, definitely one of our biggest, most successful programs. We have international marketing, international finance. We do have a growing psychology program, a growing environmental science for sure. We also have math and computer science, but that is about as sciencey as we get. So we don't have like a pre-med track. We don't have engineering. So if you are looking for something more in that realm, then we might be a better fit for studying abroad. But if you are looking for something in the humanities or in the social sciences, we're definitely have some great programs there. I do like to jump right into internships. I think this is one of the best things about being at AUP. We are the oldest American university in Europe. And so why I think that matters is because we have some really great relationships with organizations around the country. So this is just a list of organizations that do regularly recruit AUP students. Also important to note that French internships are paid, so you don't always get that in the US. And your French student visa will allow you to work about 20 hours a week. And then about half of internships do lead to a full-time job offer. So if you are looking to stay in Paris after graduation, that could certainly be a possibility. These are just some pictures to kind of show you what the neighborhood's like. So you see bars, restaurants, clothing stores, pharmacies, whatever you need. This is our library. Here's just some rooms on campus. Housing, so we do guarantee housing all 4 years. We do require it for the first year for all incoming students. All of our housing is located within the city of Paris. They do all come with maybe 20, 30-minute commute on the metro. We also don't have any meal plans. So all of the housing do come with full kitchens though. So it's definitely a more independent lifestyle, but you will be housed with other AUP students. So you'll still have that kind of student community vibe. In terms of clubs and organizations, tons to choose from. But one of my favorite things about AUP is they don't try to be all things for all people. So we certainly don't have everything. We like to say our students tend to be a little more dinner party than frat party. So we don't have the tailgating or the Greek life or the football. But a lot of our student clubs and organizations revolve around like food and wine, fashion, diversity, culture, business, politics, more in that realm. And of course, travel. So students are attracted to AUP because they love traveling. So we offer, I want to say about 40 of these study trips a semester. So even during COVID, we're able to offer a limited schedule, but we still have them there. But we're looking forward to going back to a more regular schedule. Anybody can take these, so you don't have to be taking the class in order to go on them. It's going to be faculty led. The price is going to include everything. So your lodging, your transportation, your food, all the tours that you might be doing, things like that. So that's definitely a great perk. As far as applying, we are on the Common App, which makes it super easy. Even though we're international, we don't necessarily have any testing requirements or a certain amount of classes that you need to take in a certain subject or anything like that. We do practice that holistic admissions approach. We're liberal arts at heart. We look at everything in context. And we are test optional too. So you do not need to submit any test scores. Cost of attendance, this is a little bit outdated. I would say now we're probably closer to about 60,000 in US dollars, 60 to 65. That includes your tuition, your housing, your plane tickets, your books, your groceries, all of that. And then we do have financial aid available. So both merit-based and need-based. We're also on the FAFSA. So you can use student loans to help cover the cost of your housing and groceries and things like that too. Okay, and that's it. Thanks so much. I'll put my email in the chat just in case anybody wants to contact me.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Great information. Up next, we have American College Dublin.
Thanks so much. I'll go ahead and share my screen. Sorry. Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Sarah Healy, and I am the admissions representative from the American College Dublin, ACD for short. So I love to start off my presentation with this picture of a street in Dublin because I think it gives a really good representation of the city as a whole. As you can see, there's tons going on, a lot of restaurants, pubs, stores, libraries, just a ton to discover wherever you are in the city. And if you bring your viewpoint to the back of the photo, you will see St. Anne's Church. And that is where we hold our formal graduation ceremonies. So there's something for you all to look forward to a little further down the line. So we are an Irish American university, which means that we uphold the standards of accrediting bodies from both Ireland and the US through Quality and Qualifications Ireland and the Middle States Commission on Higher Education. So this essentially means two things for you as a student. One is that your degree will be able to travel further post-grad because it is accredited in both countries. And also it gives you an opportunity as a student to hold some agency in your path through higher education. So what I mean by that is through the accreditation from Ireland, you would go in and just take classes from the degree you applied to. You wouldn't be taking, any general electives or anything like that. And that would be a 3-year path. And then for the United States accreditation, it would be, like the more common one we see here in the States, which would be 4 years, and you take all the classes under your degree, and then the general education classes. So it really just gives you an opportunity as a student to decide, what makes the most amount of sense for me as a student, what type of learner I am, everything like that. So we are a very small school, but we are designed like that because our lectures at ACD are able to be less than 20 students. When I was able to visit before COVID and sit in on a few classes, I found that it was even less than this. But this really excites us because this arrangement and size really allows for an interactive experience, like I said, with tons of discussion and debate. It's definitely not like a professor just lecturing at you. It's a lot of discussion and interaction with your peers and gaining different perspectives. And the professor, when teaching the lesson, uses a lot of different forms of media. So it never gets boring, and class is actually really exciting, and you're eager to get there and you talk about what you've learned. So we encourage our students to take advantage of the city because Dublin is your campus. We are located right in the heart of Dublin and are like 30-second walk from the National Gallery. So there's, a lot of things to learn and see right out of our front door. You know, Dublin is a really, really friendly city. That was stated before. There's lots to discover. And so, you know, we want you to have that aha moment of reading something in a textbook or an article and then seeing it in real life. So kind of the lesson comes full circle and you can be like, oh, I get it. I see, you know, how it's all connected. And by taking advantage of the city and kind of it being an extension of the campus, you know, it gives you that deeper understanding of the topic. So quickly, I want to talk about our administration. Similar to our class size, it is small by design. And we operate under an open door policy. And all of our students are encouraged to drop by to get to know the staff because we want to be able to accommodate you in the best way possible. And for that to happen, you know, we need to know what's going on in your life and what you need. Here are the programs we offer. So the 3-year program in international business and liberal arts. And then the 4-year in international business, hospitality management, event management, liberal arts, and then the 4-year BFA in musical theater performance and creative writing. So though we are small, we welcome applicants from every corner of the globe. So we're aimed at gathering a holistic view of who you are as an applicant. Because of this, what's required is a minimum 2.0 GPA, a personal statement, which is where you'll really paint us a vibrant picture of who you are as a student and a person. And we have been test optional. So you don't have to worry about that. If you do choose to include it, we will absolutely take it into account, but it's absolutely not necessary. And then our tuition and fees is €9,000 right now. And then for BFA, it is 9,500 just because there's different locations and materials that are used during class. And we do operate under a rolling admission. So as you apply, we will get you a response within 2 weeks. So you can apply, you know, up until the last few weeks of when classes start, you know, if you need that time. And then our application page is just right on our website, and I will send that link in the chat as well. Again, my name is Sarah Keeley, and I am the admissions counselor from the American College Dublin. Thank you all for joining us tonight and listening to what I had to say.
Perfect. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. And last but not least, we have Franklin University, Switzerland.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Harry. I represent Franklin University, Switzerland in the Office of Admission here in the United States. So Franklin University, Switzerland, much like my colleague at American University of Paris was saying, is an American institution. So we are located in the city of Lugano, Switzerland, and we are fully accredited in the United States and in Switzerland, which means that your degree will be recognized as both US and Swiss. This is really a wonderful opportunity for students to be able to qualify for jobs and graduate programs very literally across the globe. So probably one of the smaller schools represented here today, our total enrollment sits at about 400 students. Now, although small in number, we are wildly international, representing students from all over the globe. Only about half of our student population comes from North America. The other half comes from approximately 60 other countries. So we do give our students wonderful opportunities to engage with people from all over the globe. We also have opportunities to live on campus as well, so students are not expected to find their own apartment off campus, but we'll get into that very shortly. We are located in the southern region of Switzerland in the canton of Ticino, right next to the border of Italy. You can see it highlighted there on the bottom of the screen. And now the best ways to get to campus would be to fly into either Zurich, which is about 2 hours north by train, on the same train line even, so you don't even need to change trains. Additionally, you also have the option to go to Milan, which is an hour south of us. So very easy, 2 large intercontinental airports to engage with in order to get around. We're also, Lugano is one of the largest cities in the country, which means that you're not going to be in the middle of nowhere. It's going to be a spot where it's a hot spot for trade, for business, for finance, but also for art, for travel and vacationing. So you get to have lots of opportunities to engage with people from not only coming from different parts of the world, but in different professional aspects as well. Our academic programs focus primarily in the humanities and the social sciences. However, we do have new programs that will help students engage with pre-med and pre-law, which will help them be able to prepare for their coursework that will take them to law school or medical school back in the United States. So not to do medical school or law school in Switzerland, because that typically occurs right after high school. And so a very different system. Now, although we are in the Italian-speaking region of Switzerland, we are not instructed in Italian. This is an American university, so you do not have to speak a different language to attend. The coursework is instructed in English. But as you can see, some popular listed majors there tend to be those on the bottom right, but that does not preclude you from being able to select different options. The American structure allows for lots of flexibility in choosing double majors, multiple different minors, and so on. I like to highlight this page as well because we are coming from an American context, are well expecting to have these types of resources and opportunities for students to engage with tutoring, with counseling, but also with activities on campus so that you can be well engaged during your time at Franklin. Here is one of the primary highlights and features of the institution. So one of your 5 courses per semester will be an academic travel class. This is basically a requirement that all of our students have to travel to a different country each semester. Our basic foundation and function is that we really want to make sure that we engage our students as global citizens so that you can really see how what you're learning in the classroom takes place within the world at large. So each term, one of your classes is an academic travel class that will include 2 weeks of travel to a different country to study that subject. The costs of which are included in tuition, so you don't have to worry about breaking the bank every term. But it's also very easy to do social travel in Europe as well because it's very inexpensive to traverse around to different countries. Additionally, these are non-major specific, which means that as a business major, you can take the business in London class one semester, and then the following, the history in Rome class. So really lots of opportunities to engage with very literal global travel every semester. We're going to skip to the residence halls here, which basically indicates that we do not have any dorms on campus as we are familiar with in the United States. These are all going to be apartments that are on campus. We're in the process of actually constructing a new building on campus for additional opportunities to live in apartments as well. Now, what this means is that you're never going to have a communal bathroom shared with 60 people in your hall, in your dorm. You're going to have apartments, which means private bathrooms and kitchen access as well. We accommodate everything from singles, doubles, triples, up to 5 people in a suite. And so if you have any questions about those types of things, I'm happy to address them. As a quick layout to show you how our campus is situated, the highlighted buildings here are the residence halls themselves. And we do have 2 campuses, but they are very much within a 10-minute walk of each other so that you don't have to worry so much about getting a car or catching a bus from one end of the city to the other. It is very much a walking city anyway, so it's really easy to get from one end of campus to the other, but also it's only about a 20-minute walk from the downtown area. So you're really close to be able to go to restaurants and other types of things. We have very flexible programs. Our primary focus will be our 4-year bachelor's degree. We do have accelerated 3-year bachelor's degrees as well, multiple partnerships with universities in the United States, and lots of opportunities to engage in your goals and experiences while studying in a different country. We're on the common application, makes it super easy to apply. We are test optional and have been for several years now. And the only thing I'd like to highlight here is basically the December 1st deadline in which we'll be able to consider you for additional scholarship opportunities. That said, all applications are simultaneously reviewed for scholarships and admission simultaneously, so you do not have to have a separate application between them. The costs of which are, sorry, we're going to go back real quick. We review the applications holistically, so you can see that we do take into account the whole student and take those test scores with a grain of salt, because once again, we are test optional, but we will consider them if you submit them to us for the application review process. And we'll finish up briefly here with, you look at the overall cost of attendance. It's very much like a private American liberal arts school in the United States, but we help to accommodate you with lots of different types of scholarships, financial aid in terms of FAFSA, and the EU tuition discount if you have dual citizenship. So we'll go ahead and stop there, and I'm happy to take any questions. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. And now I'd like to invite all of our panelists to come back on camera and we will answer a question. We have time for, I think, one question. We'll go in the same order that we presented in. And so the question is, what's one thing you want students to remember about your school? So we'll go ahead and start with University College of Dublin. What's one thing you want students to remember about your school?
Well, one thing that I always like to emphasize is that University College Dublin has educated over half of Ireland's prime ministers. So, every school likes to brag about their famous alumni, but our alumni end up running the country. So that's a fact that I like to throw out there. Thanks.
All right, University of British Columbia, thank you.
Thank you. So I think just highlighting that we do have two options for students to choose from. They're two very different options. So whether you want to be in a large cosmopolitan city or you want to be more of a mid-sized campus, and city, then there are those options available for you. So two very different experiences, but the same university degree.
Thank you so much. Newcastle University.
I just wanted to highlight that whilst we are a university that's based in the heart of a city, we really do have a lot to offer students, and we actually have 2 commercial working farms. We also own and operate our own research vessel, and we have a marine research site based at the coast as well. So you really do get access to everything, but also be in the heart of a really great city.
That's fantastic. Thank you. American University of Paris.
I would say if there's one thing to remember about AUP, it would be the internships. I think they're, like I mentioned before, one of the best things about being an AUP student. Our career office even sends out something called the Global Talent Brochure, where they basically compile all these resumes of students looking for internships. And then they send this out to employers, and employers, about 300 or 400 in the Paris region, and employers will go through this and then come back and recruit you directly. So sometimes you don't even have to apply to these internships, which I think is fantastic. So that's probably what I want everyone to remember about AUP.
It's a great reminder. Thank you. And especially that you said before that they're paid. That's a fantastic difference, I think, between that and what often happens in the US. Thanks for that. American College Dublin.
So mine is a little bit more of a fun fact. Our main building of our campus is actually the childhood home of Oscar Wilde. Oscar Wilde was a famous poet and playwright from Dublin. So there's just a lot of history within our walls. It really makes you excited to, dive into the culture, the history. Yeah, so just really cool fun fact.
That is a great fun fact. I love that. You're right. There's so much history. If we get outside of our own walls, that's fantastic. Thank you. And last but not least, again, Franklin University, Switzerland.
I suppose mine's less of a fun fact and more of just things that I keep dreaming about, which is the food in Switzerland. It's absolutely incredible, and lots of different cultural influences as well, with French, German, and Italian cultures being very much ingrained in the cultures in Switzerland. So the food is just phenomenal.
Also a really great point. And that's a wonderful note to end on, is the food here. So again, I want to thank all of our panelists for joining us today, and thank you for joining us as well. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 5-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. And we encourage you to check back to the schedule and sign up for more sessions both today and tomorrow. You'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other sessions recordings at strivescan.com/greater Denver. Thank you so much. Have a great evening.